Now on CoastTV News.
Weapons in school. This time it wasn't a gun, but it was still dangerous. What we've learned about an arrest at Indian River.
Tax tips and tricks, new rules in place, and the best way to save yourself some money when you file this year.
The change blowing at the Delaware Coastal Airport, the different changes that could be getting off the ground soon.
A controlled burn coming to Delmarva, where you'll see firefighters where you normally don't.
And intermittent drizzle and rain, showers, all that to dominate this coming weekend. I'll show you what I'm tracking in a moment.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Change taking off at Sussex County's airport. Good evening. I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with an area airport landing on a plan for the future.
A master plan years in the making is getting the green light as the Delaware Coastal Airport in Georgetown looks to expand.
Coast TV's Charles Reinert shows us the differences now taking flight.
Change is blowing in the wind at the Delaware Coastal Airport. Right now, this runway is 5,500 square feet long. The airport's master plan seeks to extend it to over 6,000 feet, among other upgrades.
The goal of the airport is to not only be a place where you can fly your airplane, but can be an engine for economic development in the southern Delaware region.
Airport Director Robert Bryant says along with an extended runway, more hangars and a taxiway have received conditional approval from the FAA. He says it's a much-needed improvement.
We do have a needed demand for more hangar facilities, not only from the privately owned side of the industry, but also from the corporately owned side of the industry.
The airport's master plan is a project that looks to prepare for growth. Pilot John Chertia is excited about the plan.
I hope they continue to expand it. I hope they get the long runways, and I hope they get the other things that we want over there too. It's a great airport. We love it.
According to a county spokesperson, these changes do not mean large commercial airlines are coming to Georgetown. But Bryant hopes these additions will attract more businesses to set up shop in Sussex County. Though this master plan has received conditional approval, Bryant says there are still more steps to take before anything can become a reality. I'm Charles Reinert in Georgetown, Coast TV News.
New at 11, an Indian River High School student has been arrested after bringing knives to school. Delaware State Police says school staff found a vape pen with suspected THC and 2 folding knives in an 18-year-old student's backpack. Troopers say no one was hurt and no threats were made. The student turned himself in and was charged with possession of a weapon in a safe school zone and carrying a concealed deadly weapon, both felony charges, as well as possession of marijuana. The agency says the student was released after posting a $2,000 secured bond. However, he was issued a no-contact order with the Indian River School District. And now let's take a live look outside into Lewis as we check on the weather. Looking a little cloudy there, but it did feel like spring today, so that was good news. Let's check in with our first alert chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, who joins us now with a look at our forecast tonight. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Mallory. I hate to sound like a broken record, but I'm all in when it comes to spring-like weather or temperatures. I can appreciate winter. I'm just not a super duper fan of the cold. Let me put it that way. Now, as far as where we are right now, this is nice and comfy for us. We're at 50 degrees right now in Ocean City and 45. Well, that's the normal high for this time of the year. So we're batting above average at this point. We're looking at 52 degrees by midnight. Then we go up to about 55 by 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because we have more cloud cover in place, and that's going to act as a blanket and keep us kind of warmer throughout the overnight period. Look at where we ended up for the high today, 63 in Georgetown, 65 in Salisbury. Now, keep in mind, 73, 72, that's the range for the record high for this time of the year, but this is about 20 degrees above the norm, so it's solid right now, right? Coming up, we're going to talk about it getting even warmer than this, but it'll come with a chance of rain, Mallory.
The trade-off I'll take. Thank you, Paul. And for more weather updates, make sure to pull out your phones and scan the QR code for our First Alert weather app. You can download the app for free to get all the weather updates you need.
New at 11, scammers are now spoofing the Delmarva Power phone number and impersonating the company. The Worcester County Sheriff's Office says to beware of callers who threaten to turn off your power unless you pay them immediately. The agency says hang up on these callers, call Delaware Power at the number on your bill, and verify that it's them.
Tax day will be here before you know it. There are some significant changes this year that could mean more money in your wallet.
Jen Sullivan explains how you can earn a bigger tax refund in today's Consumer Watch.
You may be receiving your W-2 form soon if you haven't already. And while the tax deadline is still a few months away, tax experts recommend filing your taxes early.
Get your taxes in.
As you begin to fill out your 2023 taxes, you may notice some differences. The IRS made several changes to the income tax brackets to help adjust for inflation.
They adjust certain tax benefits every year, but for tax year 2023 is the most they've been adjusted up in decades.
This means you may end up with a bigger refund. Here's why. In 2022, a person filing as single, earning between $41,766 to $89,075, paid 22% of their income to the IRS. In 2023, though, that tax bracket jumped to $44,726 to $95,375. That's a 7% change. Other changes? The amount of money you can claim in energy credits.
We always had the electric vehicle credit for up to $7,500, but there's also a credit for used electric vehicles now up to $4,000.
If you've made energy efficient improvements to your home, like installing new windows, you can also claim up to $1,200 in credits with no lifetime limits, instead of $500, which is what it was previously. There's also changes in tax credits for families.
If you're a family with 3 kids, it's $7,430.
So how much money can you expect to receive back? Last year, the IRS says the average refund was $3,039. But with the tax bracket changes, you can expect more. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
If you do qualify for a refund, you'll receive that money within 6 to 8 weeks, but the IRS says it will be even sooner if you choose direct deposit.
And speaking of taxes, today a key tax bill in Delaware faced a setback. The bill proposed by House Minority Leader Michael Ramone was designed to reduce income taxes for all Delawareans. It would have changed the tax rates and increased the amount of income that is not taxed. However, the bill didn't get enough support in committee led by Democrats and will not move forward for now.
Property owners in Milton will be casting ballots this Saturday in a water systems improvements referendum. Voters will decide if the town can borrow money from the state of Delaware for water main replacements, a water tower, and water treatment facility improvements. It will be held January 27th at the Milton Fire Department. The polls are open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and absentee ballots are due by the time the polls close.
I'm Madeline Overturf. Here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. Recent storms have diminished Bethany Beach, and that's causing the Fire and Ice Festival to cancel its bonfire. The festival says there's not enough beach to safely launch fireworks either, but the other events are still on schedule. The City of Cambridge is looking for a finance director. That person handles taxes, fees, and also public funds. Resumes are due February 19th. If you head to Chincoteague, prepare for prescribed burns between now and March. The burns will remove invasive plants and dead grasses. That's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
Delaware State Police were in Lewis for a crash that happened on Janus Road and Route 1. You can see on your screen here just how bad this was. A car rolled onto its side. I was actually there right after this happened. At least one person was on a gurney being loaded into the ambulance. Traffic was completely backed up as emergency crews tended to the scene. A witness there told me that he saw a car pull in front of another car on Coastal Highway. That caused the crash. Police say they are still investigating the accident.
Beach nourishment plays a big role in keeping beach town economies alive because people want to visit a beach that's maintained. DenRec says due to rising costs and demands for the projects, funds could run out by 2025. That could cause businesses in Bethany Beach to suffer if funding is not found.
They walk in bathing suits, sometimes covered in sand. Yes, during the day. In the evening, they go out to dinner or they're strolling the boardwalk and they stop in. Yes, it's the beach is the pull.
DNREC says it has commissioned a study to examine how benefits are distributed and to develop cost-share ratios. Right now, DNREC receives 1/8 of the 8% of the state accommodation tax for the project. We are thrilled to announce that Coast TV has a brand new Facebook page. For the latest in news, exclusive content, and interactive discussions, make sure to visit and follow our new page. Just head over to facebook.com/CoastTVNBC or scan the QR code on your screen. Stay connected with us.
We are just getting going this evening.
Still to come, dredging the bay. Good news for a project that's been long overdue.
And it looks like the high rain probability for this weekend is continuing to go up. In other words, for your plans this weekend, have Plan B in mind.
And next, no dogs allowed, a controversial change being made by the Lewis Farmers Market. It also connects to our Coast TV poll tonight. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Tomorrow at 4 on Coast Life, how to choose the perfect jewelry and makeup tones to enhance your unique style. Then we spill the tea into family wedding drama and the dilemma of unequal financial support. Coast Life tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
Embrace a new journey and kickstart your New Year's resolution in a brand new Subaru from Gateway Subaru. Discover the 2024 Subaru Outback, which represents Subaru's commitment to safety, innovation, and adventure. Right now, lease a new 2024 Subaru Outback for only $299 a month, or take advantage of financing rates as low as 1.9%. Plus, Gateway has more in-stock Subaru inventory to choose from than other dealers have combined. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Have fun and enjoy Delmarva's Coast with Petey the Peacock, Coast TV's feathered friend and sharing joy coast-wide. Know where he's going to be next and get his free coloring book at peteythepeacock.com. Brought to you by Tidal Health.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
It's a controversial proposal, especially for dog owners who like to take their four-legged friend with them when they go to the farmer's market.
According to locals, last year the market at the George H.P. Smith Park in Lewis started turning away visitors with dogs. And as Coast TV's Tori Seagraves reports, the market hopes to have the city's approval to make the call.
Buddy and his owner, Linda Larimore, love to get out and play at the Lewis Unleashed Dog Park.
He's a great dog. He doesn't get in arguments with anybody.
They also like perusing the farmer's market, but last summer they were turned away.
And then suddenly they said no dogs, so we just stopped going and we went to the Milton Farmers Market or somewhere else.
According to the City of Lewis's agenda, the historic Lewis Farmers Market would like to amend their temporary use permit so that they would have the authority to ban dogs from the farmers market. We reached out to the market to ask why they wanted to impose this change. They responded with no comment. David Lemer and his poodle Biscotti agree that it takes a responsible dog owner to go to events like this.
You know, one bad apple spoils a whole bunch, even at the farmer's market. And if everybody kept their dogs on the leash, paid attention when they're busy buying everything, there wouldn't be any problems.
And there lies the rub. Because while all dogs go to heaven, some of them can get a little rambunctious in a crowd. So whether or not pups like Biscotti will be able to go into the Lewis Farmers Market will be up for discussion and potentially a vote tomorrow at 10 a.m. at Lewis City Hall. I'm Tori Seagraves in Lewis, Coast TV News.
And this brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, should pets be allowed at markets? Let's take a look at the updated results from earlier this evening.
Looking at the screen, it looks like 38% for yes, 58% for no. 4% say it depends on the pet. I mean, yeah, I guess you got to consider some people have parrots, horses, all kinds of things.
I feel like a lot of people are like, well, as long as it's my pet.
Exactly. As long as it's my cat, right?
Yes, yes. Paul can't believe it. If you haven't voted yet, you still can. It's easy to do. Just go to coasttvnews.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. Happening now, the Delaware State Fire Marshal's Office wants to remind everybody that winter is also fire season. According to officials, half of all home heating fires that take place between the beginning of December and the end of February. Here are a few tips to keep in mind. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away from a heat source. Fireplaces, wood stoves, radiators, or space heaters. Only one heating appliance should be plugged into any outlet at any time. Store cooled ashes in tightly covered metal containers, and never use your oven to heat your home.
And on top of that, another pretty good piece of advice I would say, if you don't have a smoke detector, then you definitely should have one in the house automatically. Carbon dioxide detector as well, because you can't tell that because it's an odorless gas. All right, so we take a look. Courtesy of our Irish Eyes camera in Lewis, we're holding at 59 degrees with the winds pushing out to the south at about 8 miles per hour. We're looking for temperatures to stay in the 50s. Now, we got a couple of sprinkles here, just a little bit, but that's okay. It's not going to stick around for long. We only have a spritz of a sprinkle down near Millsboro right here. You can see right near Millsboro at this point of it moving pretty quickly towards the east. This is more of an anomaly than, let's say, a full-fledged forecast of some rain. We're looking for a full-fledged forecast of rain for Thursday and particularly Friday. That's when the rain comes in for real, not just playing around, okay? We have a stationary boundary that's actually meandering to our north, and that's where we have housed most of the rain that we're dealing with right now. For Thursday, we're looking for hit-and-miss spot showers throughout the entire day Thursday from the morning till about 10:30 at night, which is where we're freezing it right now. Pretty steady showers right along Highway 113, down towards Ocean Pines and down towards Highway 50 and along Highway 1. This is going to be a puddling, creating scattered shower event for a good portion of Thursday. And then as we go into Friday morning, we clear out. Now, visibility is all clear for now, but visibility might be a challenge for tomorrow morning. Temperatures right now in the 50s. Crazy warm when you think about the fact that 45 is actually the normal high for this time of the year. And we're like 24 degrees warmer now than we were 24 hours ago. That's just how exactly the opposite we have gone from, let's say, where we were. 63 was actually 10 degrees shy of tying the record high, but it's still well above 45. So you see Thursday's rain, okay? By 5 o'clock, temperatures in the 60s. And then by 2 o'clock in the morning, Friday, we're back to being with scattered clouds. But then spotty showers flare back up for Friday throughout the entire forecast period. Now, the amount of rain is looking relatively limited for us. We're looking for maybe about a half an inch in some places, but the new model is indicating possibly a full inch over towards the Georgetown area. Once again, sort of a wait-and-see attitude. We kind of take a look at this from a wide range standpoint, and all of it is holding steady at about a half an inch or a little bit less than that. For tonight, mostly cloudy and feeling almost warm for tonight. 63 for tomorrow, mostly cloudy with widespread rain for Thursday. So you'll need the umbrella for tomorrow, and you're going to need it for Friday too. We'll have scattered clouds with scattered showers, 67 degrees. Temperature will approach the 70-degree mark. We're going to get real close if we don't hit it by Friday, but that's going to be our only shot at the title. Saturday and Sunday, we go back to being cool going into Monday of next week.
Thank you, Paul. Still to come, fish on the line changes that anglers on the hunt for striped bass need to know about, shifting dates that could be a boon to your wallet.
And next, moving sand. A dredging project is finally set to get going in the Little Assawoman Bay.
It's Grace Home Furnishings' final sale before they close their doors for good. 4 days only, January 18th through the 21st. Every item marked down to 75% off. Famous brand names at rock bottom prices, so get there fast before it's all gone.
Regardless of the team you support on Sundays, the joy of victory is right around the corner. So is getting an affordable, reliable new Toyota. And with plenty of vehicles in stock, there's less waiting and more saving, making now a good time to score with a great deal. Like special financing as low as 3.99% on reliable Legends, RAV4, and Highlander. It's game on at Toyota, official partner of the NFL. Toyota, let's go places.
Have you bought a house in the last decade, but it's just not quite big enough? At Paul Davis, we can design and build you a brand new addition or remodel your whole home from start to finish. With over 50 years experience of building and restoring homes, we've made the process quick and easy while making it affordable. Call Paul Davis today, and one of our design consultants can be at your home as soon as tomorrow to give you a free estimate for your new addition or whole home remodel. Or visit our new showroom in Salisbury, Maryland, 100 Marvel Road.
Need help giving a gift? Make your loved ones feel special. Celebrate their birthday. Congratulate a colleague's achievement by sending them a shout out through Delmarva Life Occasions. All for free on delmarvalife.com. Upload a picture with a message about the special celebration. Delmarva Life Occasions is brought to you free by Island Creamery, found in Chincoteague, Salisbury, and Berlin.
Grace Home Furnishings in Easton has extended their final sale due to the snow. Final week only now through January 31st. Every item marked down to 75% off. Famous brand names at rock bottom prices. So get there fast before it's all gone.
Continues to build underneath the Little Assawoman Bay, but there is good news coming to surface. After initial fears of a permit hang-up and subsequent delay, Fenwick Island's dredging committee announced today the long-awaited project finally got the green light.
We received the state of Delaware permits from DNREC in early December, and then the Army Corps we just received last week. So on Friday. And so we are fully permitted and we've been approved to proceed forward.
The plan is for the dredging to start September 3rd. It should be finished December 31st at the latest.
Big news in the entertainment industry, Jon Stewart returning to The Daily Show, though you're not going to see him every day. The comedian is taking over as executive producer, and he plans to host one show a week each Monday through the 2024 election cycle. Stewart was the longtime host of the show from 1999 to 2015. When Stewart is not on the desk, a rotating team of correspondents will step in to host. For entertainment you'd actually have to leave the house for, the Delaware State Fair announced its initial lineup for their summer concert series. Some names you may recognize here: Rick Springfield, July 18th, John Party with Walker Montgomery on the 19th, Ludacris with DJ Infamous, Jordan Davis with Graylin James, and more. We have the full list on our website. DNREC is set to hold a virtual public hearing on January 30th to discuss proposed changes to the striped bass commercial fishing regulations. These amendments aim to adjust the spring anchor gill net season, and that would align it more closely with the availability and the market demand for striped bass. The public is encouraged to view the proposed amendments online and participate in the hearing. Comments are open until February 14th. Coming up in sports, an upheaval at the Eagles coaching staff, but one thing remains: speaking out today. And robbed while delivering pizza, the masked man police are looking for and how you can help.
We salute Bailey Millman, Assistant Chief of the Milton Fire Department, for his outstanding service and dedication. Since joining the Milford Fire Department in 2014, Bailey has exemplified the spirit of commitment and excellence in serving our community.
Spicer Brothers and CoastTV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a CoastTV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
When I decided to have my kitchen done, I knew I wanted it done professionally, and that's when I contacted Ellen. She took me to the Delmarva Design Center.
From the moment I bring a customer into Delmarva Design Center, the ideas start to flow. First thing we do is take a stroll around the showroom so we can look at all the different vignettes to get ideas of what they like and see what they react to.
For each of the different aspects that I wanted to change in my kitchen, there were experts here, and everyone was so helpful. They listened to what I had to say, and they had great ideas that helped me put together exactly what I wanted for my kitchen.
My goal is to have the customer enjoy their space as quickly as possible, and Delmarva Design Center helps me do that.
My kitchen is one of my favorite places now. It's something that I use every single day of my life. I'm elated with my experience at the Delmarva Design Center.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Pohanka Ford wants you to get more in 2024. More features, more safety, and more savings on every new vehicle in stock, including Edge, Explorer, and Bronco. You'll find financing as low as 1.9% for 72 months on a new F-150 pickup. Or take over $5,000 off a new Ford Escape. Plus, Pohanka will give you $500 towards a down payment on a new vehicle. It's happening now. Our Get More in 2024 event at Pohanka Ford of Salisbury.
Most patients would like to avoid eye drops, but for glaucoma patients, those drops can be the difference between normal vision and significant vision loss. At Chesapeake Eye Center, we strive to protect our patients' vision, even if it requires daily eye drops. Thankfully, there's another alternative, an advanced laser called SLT. This painless laser can be performed in the office in minutes and decrease pressure for years. Many of our patients have had this laser and no longer use drops.
For more information about Chesapeake Eye, click Delmarva Experts.
Take the DSN app with you wherever you go and never miss a game from your favorite local team. Whether you're on the road, stuck at the office, or out with friends and family, the DSN app notifies you when your team is on live, so you can watch the game as it happens or watch videos on demand. Keep up with local sports all from one app. From your mobile device to Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV, download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
In major infrastructure news, the Delaware River and Bay Authority has approved a $132 million plan to improve transportation in Delaware and New Jersey. This capital improvement program will upgrade bridges, ferries, and airports. Locally, new ferries will be built and upgrades will take place at the Cape May Lewis Ferry.
In regional news and new at 11, a pizza delivery driver is safe after an armed robbery in Dover. State police say that it happened here on General's Way Tuesday night. According to the agency, the masked man showed a gun to the woman delivering pizza and demanded money from her. The woman complied and the suspect ran away. Detectives are asking anybody with information to contact the agency or Delaware Crime Stoppers.
More problems for Boeing Airlines. The nose wheel of a Boeing 757 jet fell off while the plane was waiting on the runway for takeoff clearance in Atlanta on Saturday. These details are scary. Delta Airlines Flight 982 was moments away from taking off, according to a preliminary report from the Federal Aviation Administration published Monday. Delta said the plane had 172 passengers as well as 2 pilots and 4 crew members on board. Fortunately, there were no injuries.
It is the most common type of dementia, according to the National Institutes of Health, and a new study suggests that a simple blood test that screens for Alzheimer's disease may be a step closer to reality. When it comes to Alzheimer's, the earlier the detection of the disease, the better.
Maybe change the trajectory and progression of disease better in an earlier stage.
Geriatric medicine specialist Dr. Babak Tusi with Cleveland Clinic says early detection also allows patients to plan for the future. In a new study, researchers say a simple blood test has high accuracy in not only detecting Alzheimer's, but catching the disease even before symptoms begin to show. The test screens for a type of protein called phosphorylated tau, or p-tau.
It shows that very promising, that correlates how likely somebody has this abnormal high level of p-tau in the blood may have those amyloid plaques in the brain.
Tusi says this test is much less invasive, less expensive, and potentially more accessible to traditional screening tools, which could get those at high risk for the disease help earlier.
This one is more tailored, more customized, and people have better understanding if you really are heading to our Alzheimer's direction, or if it's not and it's negative, it has its own value to explore other alternate for cognitive changes.
For Health Minute, I'm Charlie Sakaitis. The test used in a new study is a commercially available tool. It's currently available for research use only, but the researchers say it's expected to be available for clinical use soon.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good evening. In the NFL, Nick Sirianni remains the head coach of the Eagles, saying today he needs to reprove himself after a late season collapse, finishing 1-6 and losing in the wild card round. This comes days after offensive coordinator Brian Johnson and defensive coordinator Sean Desai were fired. According to ESPN, Miami's former defensive coordinator Vic Fangio is now the Eagles' top target after he mutually parted ways with the Dolphins today. To a Bayside showdown in wrestling tonight, the 14-3 Kent Island Buccaneers visiting the undefeated Parkside Rams. Kent Island gets revenge on Parkside, same score as last year, but different result. KI comes out on top 45-31. The Buccaneers set the tone in the beginning, getting pins from freshman Gavin Linder in 106 and Lucas Motto in 120. For Parkside, Cameron Green earning a win in 113. Colby Jones picks up a pin in 126, and Brad Farmer gets the shoulder blades down in 132. On to 138-144, back-to-back pins for the Buccaneers by Greg Couch and Cody Sandifer. In 190, Nick Morey gets one of KI's 6 pins on the night as they take that matchup. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
It's time to take another look at our Coast TV poll. Should pets be allowed at markets like farmers markets? Take a look at your screen. Here's our updated answers tonight. It's changed just slightly here. 39% saying yes, 57% saying no, 4% say it depends on the pet. If you haven't voted yet, you still can at coasttv.com or on our mobile app. Still to come, going gouache. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 11. We have the details on this new art workshop coming to Rehoboth Beach.
I'm Nathan Hudson from Laurel, and I utilize the USDA's Wetland Reserve Easement Program to improve water quality and wildlife habitat on my farm. Wetlands improve water quality by filtering sediments and chemicals while providing food and shelter for wildlife. If you have at least 10 acres, you may be eligible for 75% or more of the fair market value and restoration costs for placing an easement on your wooded or ag lands. To learn more about this program, stop by your local USDA Service Center.
Hi, it's Peter Guida, and on this episode of McQueen Classics, we're going to define what a classic car is. Any car 25 years or older, 1997 and below. So if it's languishing in your garage, we're going to come get it. We're going to turn it into cash. We're going to help you sell it. Seriously, we're going to come get it. It's time for the ride of your dreams from McQueen's. Behind the new Redners on Route 9 in Lewis.
About 83% of homes have rodent activity. One of the most common signs is mouse droppings. Mice can leave up to 100 droppings every day. Don't mistake these droppings for chocolate sprinkles. What you don't see is more concerning. Mice also leave behind urine. A thorough inspection from a specialist is required to develop a treatment plan specific to your home.
Active Pest Solutions, your local pest experts.
For more information, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Today.
Every day.
We are adding to the star power in our studio.
The biggest names, only on Today.
Worth coming this early, right? Stick around, y'all. These guys are going to be back.
We work here now.
Legit legend right here in Studio 1.
We got Olivia Rodrigo.
We're just getting started, folks.
This is Scarlett. She would like to direct the show. Can we go to commercial break now?
Everything and everyone you're talking about, only on Today.
Solo Cup Saturday night. It's an alternative country party with me, Jared. Brought to you by Midshore Recyclers Incorporated. Saturdays at 7 on Coast Country, 103.9 and 106.3.
Unleash your inner artist and discover a vibrant form of art in Rehoboth Beach. Gouache is similar to watercolor with its fast-drying traits. The Rehoboth Art League is launching a new series of workshops to let art enthusiasts learn to work with flat washes, blending, and detailing. They will create small pieces of their own. The workshop will be held Sundays in February, starting the 4th.
Well, let's start off with our winner for tonight. It's Tracy Carter of Georgetown. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Remember, you can actually enter the contest for our umbrellas. We're still giving them away. They're going like hotcakes with butter and maple syrup. Hotcakes. Yeah. Wow. Look, even my computer went hungry because that's why it's going blank. It's starving. Okay, but Dover right now, we're at 58 degrees right now, and we're looking for the temperatures to fall back to the mid-50s by the late tonight hours. And now we do have a couple of sprinkles that's still kind of dancing across the screen, leftover sprinkles at this point. We do have somewhat breezy conditions for us off of the Jersey coast, but most of this is coming out of the southwest, moving at about 15 to 20 miles per hour, relatively light stuff. We have heavier showers to our north, and that's also being followed and moving in tandem with the stationary front to our north. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. 63 for Thursday with spotty showers, better chance of steady rain on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, we cool off. As we go into next week, we're looking for highs only at 39 degrees both of those days. But that's going to be a little bit below the norm for this time of the year. So let's enjoy the warmer than usual weather because it's going to come to an end.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.